Hello there. Welcome back to Cost and Management Accounting at 6. In this video, we want to look at question 2 of the question paper of June 2024. So this is the question that we have on the preparation of job cost statement. And the question reads, Bentwood manufacturer uses a job costing system for recording its costs. The company produces student desks for schools and sells them to all local schools in their area. Two basic materials are used to produce the desks, namely wood and steel. During the month, the business was busy with the two jobs, namely job BMN 110 and job BMM 115. Job BMN 110 started during October 2021, while job BMM 115 was completed and invoiced at cost plus 80% to the client on 31 December 2021. So very important to take note of this markup. Remember, they are saying cost plus 80%, which means the selling price was equal to 100 plus our 80%. And obviously, this will lead us to 180%. Very important. Then balances on 30 September 2021. So this is at the beginning of the period where we're having these balances. So basically what we are saying all these balances that we are given are going to be our opening balances. Then we go down, cost incurred during October 2021, we are given material issued, and then we have a table of wood steel, a job BMN 110 and job BMM 115. So these are the figures that we are given there. Then beneath that, direct labor cost 44,500 rands, and the actual overhead amount to 40,000 rands. Then we've got additional information that you are given that you need to go through before you answer the question. You can go over everything in terms of additional information, but we can go on the description of that table. A summary of the labor hours worked for October further revealed that the following labor hours were clocked per job. So these are the labor hours that were clocked per job. A job BMN 110 with 300 hours, and job BMM 115 with 200 hours. Then beneath that, overhead applied at 85% of direct labor cost. Very important to take note that overhead applied at what? At 85% of the direct labor cost. So it means that the overheads are going to be 85% of the figure that will be having for direct labor cost. So selling and distribution costs amounted to 30,000 rand. These costs are allocated to job BMN 110 and job BMM 115 in the ratio of 3:2, respectively. So this is what we have. Then we go to the next page to see what do we have. On the next page now, it reads 2.1, prepare the job cost statement for the completed job only. So we are going to prepare the job cost statement for completed job only. And remember, we have got 9 marks that are there on that question. So we go to the other section to see what we have in terms of that job cost statement. We are here. This is our job cost statement that we are going to fill in. So basically, we are obviously going to start with the opening balance, which is going to be our balance BD. So our balance BD will be here. Where do we find it? We go to the question and try to see what we have at the beginning of the question. So if you come here now, you'll see that we have our opening balances being here, like what we have indicated. And you saw that the balance that is going to apply in our job cost statement is going to be the manufacturing control account balance, which is 55,000. So we're going to just take that figure and put it there. It's 55,000. We come here and we are saying 55,000. And then we go to the next item of the items that we need to put in that job cost statement. Right, we go down there and we want to look at the direct material figure that we are supposed to put. Direct material figure that we are supposed to put for job 115. Remember, this job cost statement is for job 115. Very important to take note. Let's just go down and let's go to the question and see what exactly is the question saying about the job cost statement that we are preparing. Right. You see that prepare the job cost statement for the completed job only. These are the key terms for the completed job only. And we know that for the completed job only, we are told at the beginning of the question that job BMM 115 was completed. So this is the job that was completed. This one was started during October. So balance that we're having at the beginning of the period are only for BMM 115 because that was the job that was completed. So let's take note of that. So in terms of material, direct material, we are going to we've got a table that we are given there of material issued. So that's where we're going to get the figures for material, but we are only concerned about job 115. So we're going to add 22,000. We're going to say 22,000 plus 10,000. And then obviously we get 32,000. So this is the figure for material that we're going to put there. So direct material, 32,000. So we come here. We are saying direct material. So this is what we have done. Next, we have got direct labor. So we're going to check what we have in terms of direct labor. So if you go back to the additional information, you'll see that direct labor, we are given it as direct labor cost 44,500. So we're given it as one figure. It's not allocated in terms of job BMN 110 and job BMM 115. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the proportion of labor hours. If you go to the transformation point, this point, it is a summary of the labor hours worked for October, further reviewed that the following labor hours were clocked per job. So this is the ratio that we are going to use to calculate the proportion of direct labor costs. So here we have got 300 as to 200. But the one that we are concerned with is BMM 115. So it has 200 here. So if you reduce this ratio, it becomes 3:2. So basically, we are saying if you say 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, so it's going to become our denominator. And then the proportion is for 2. So we are saying 2 over 5 times the total that we put 4,500. So if we calculate it as such, you're going to see that you're going to get it as 17,800. Let's just calculate, but you get 17,800. So this is the figure that we are going to have for direct labor cost. So we come here. So we are saying direct labor cost. We have 17,800. Then from there, we want to look at applied manufacturing overheads. Applied manufacturing overhead. So if we go there, we are going to go through the information to see what is it saying about applied manufacturing overheads. Right. We are told that overheads are applied at 85%, 85% of 85% of direct labor costs. Very simple. So this is applied manufacturing overheads, which is 85% of direct labor costs. Are very important. Let's just see how we can calculate it. Now, the direct labor cost now we've already allocated it for job BMM 115. So if you come here, now just taking that 85% and say we've already calculated. So we are saying 85%. 85% of 17,800. So we are saying 85% is a decimal 0.085. And then we multiply by 17,800. So this is what we have. Let's just try to calculate 0. It's 0.85, not 0.085, but 0.85. So let's just see. Here we are saying 0.85. Okay, so 0.85, and then we multiply by 17,800. And then we get 15,130. So it means our applied overheads is 17,130. Sorry, it's 15,130. Sorry, 15,000 here. Here we're saying 15,130. So this is the figure that we have. So here we are saying 15,130. Then with that now we can be able to find our total production cost. So now here we've got total production cost. So for total production cost, we are saying 55,000 plus 32,000 plus 17,800 plus 15,130. And then we are going to get you 119,930. Then beneath that, we now have some other costs that we have there that we can check in the question. Remember, we've got selling and distribution costs, which amount to 30,000. And these costs are allocated to job BMN 110 and job BMM 115 in the ratio 3:2, respectively. So what does it mean? This one is the one that we need, which is BMM 115. So if you add 3 plus 2, you get 5. It's going to be our denominator. Then we check the proportion of our BMM 115, which is 2. And then we multiply by 30,000. And then this is going to be your selling and distribution, and then you're going to get your 12,000. So this is selling and distribution for BMM 115. So go there. So you're saying selling and distribution for BMM. Selling and distribution for BMM 115. Selling and distribution, remember we calculated it, and then we found how much. The figure that we got was 12,000. So here we are saying 12,000. And then after that, now we can be able now to find the total cost. So total cost, we are now saying 190,930 plus 12,000. And then we are going to get 131,930. And then from there, we now need the profit. The profit and the selling price. But if you go back to the question, you see that at the beginning of the question, we are given a hint in terms of calculating this profit. If you come here, you see that we are told that here, while job BMM 115 was completed and invoiced at a cost plus 80% to the client. And we already devised the formula there by saying 100 plus 80 equals 180%. So what it means is if you go there, right? If you come here, you would see that what it means is already we've got our total cost. So this one is representing our 100%. And this one is going to represent our 80%. And this one is going to represent our 180%. So it's just a simple proportion that we are going to make. So 100% is goes to 131,930. What about 180% so that we get our selling price? It becomes simple for us to get the profit. So basically we are saying, the figure that we want is 180. So this is what we don't have as a numerator. What we have is 100% as a denominator. Then we multiply by the given figure, which is 131,930. And then we calculate it as such. You see that we are going to get a selling price of 474. So that's the same figure that is going to come here as our selling price. Then to get this one, we are just saying 237,474 minus 131,930, and we are going to get your 105,544. Or you can just use proportion whereby we are saying 80 over 100 times 131,930. This is using proportion. You are supposed also to arrive at 105,544. So this is what we have. So we can move on to the next one, which is the material control. So on the material control, obviously, we are going to start with the balance BD. Balance BD. And we can only find that figure at the beginning of the question, where we have opening balances. So you'd see that our opening balances for material, we've got 60,000 here. So we are going to start with our 60,000 as our opening balances, which is balance BD. So we are saying 60,000. We are saying 60,000 here. This is what we have in terms of 60,000. Then obviously we can as well look for other elements that we have in the question that we need to put in that material control. But if you come here, you see that this first point is saying material purchase on credit amounted to 55,000. So this is a purchase on credit, which means there's a creation of trade payables there, which are creditors. So we can go and enter that one. And whenever we purchase, we are going to debit the material control. So we come here, and then we are saying creditors. Obviously, it's creditors control, and we are going to say the amount is 55,000. And then we can go and look for other elements that we need to put there. Remember also, we have got material that was transferred to the production control. That was transferred to production, which we are having here. We are having 28,000, 15,000, 22,000, all. So we are going to combine all of them. That is the two jobs. So if you add 28,000 plus 15,000 plus 22,000 plus 10,000, you are going to get 75,000. So this is another that we are supposed to, and you're supposed to credit it in the material control because it's being transferred from the material control to production. So we are now saying 75,000 on the credit side. We are saying on the credit side, we are saying production control. And we are saying 75,000. And then we can as well try to look for other information that we have that are affecting. So if you come here, you'd see that second point is saying indirect material issued amounted to 8,000. It's issued again, so we are going to credit the material control. So here we are saying, and it's going to manufacturing overheads. Remember, this is indirect manufacturing overheads. And then the amount that we have is 8,000. So with that, we have exhausted all the transactions that we are supposed to post to the material control. Then we can balance, and we can put your double lines. We can try to put your double lines. Right, having our double lines, you see that we are having a greater debit side with a total of 115,000, which is also going to come on the credit side. And we say 150,000 minus 8,000 minus 75,000, we're going to get your 32,000. And obviously, this is going to be your balance CD. And it's also going to come this other side as a balance BD, which is 32,000. So this is what we have in terms of 2.2.1. Then we can as well go and try to see what we have next. What do we have next in terms of the production control now? We are now on the production control. So let's try to see. This is our production control. And obviously, in our production control, again, we are going to start with our balance BT on the debit side. You can go back there and try to see what do we have in terms of that balance BT. Obviously, we're going to have it at the beginning. Right, so for the production control, let's try to see which figure should we take there as our opening balance. So you'd see that at the beginning of the period, we had only job BMM 115 since it was only job that was completed. So whatever we have for BMM 115 is going to apply for the overall. So we are saying for production control, we are also going to pick 55,000 as our opening balance. Then we go there and put that one as 55,000. So here we are saying 55,000. Right. Then after that, we are supposed also to look at the figure for material control. Figure for material control. I think we've already calculated that one should come on the debit side. If you come here, you'd see that the figure for material control, we've calculated it, and we added there and you get 75,000. 75,000. This is the material. So 75,000 is the figure for material control. And then for labor control, we have it here, which is 44,500. So material control 75,000, labor control 44,500. So we go there. So this is what we have. We'll just try to see how we can go about it. So our material control, I remember we are saying 75,000. And then obviously we also have labor control, 44,500. And then this is what we have. And then we also have the figure for finished goods, which is supposed to come on the credit side. And the figure for finished goods, we are going to find it in our job cost statement. If you come here, when we prepared our job cost statement, that's where we're going to have that figure for finished goods. Right. The figure for a total production cost is representing us for the finished goods, which is 119,000, 119,930. So this is the figure that we're going to pick as our finished goods figure. So we can just go back there again. So 119,930. So this is what we have. Then we also have the figure for applied overheads. Let's go there and see the instruction of applied overheads. Applied overheads is saying it's 85% of direct labor cost. So our direct labor cost is 44,500, and we are saying 85%. So we are going to say 0.85 as a decimal, 85%, then multiply by 44,500. And we are going to arrive at 37,825. So this is the figure that we have. So we can go down there and put that one as our applied overheads. So this one is going to come on the debit side. And the figure that we have is 37,825. And then having done that, now we can now balance our account. We'll see that the debit side is greater. So we're just going to put our double lines here. So having done that, it means if you add the two totals, you see that debit side is greater with a total of 212,325. This same figure which is going to come here, 212,325. And obviously here, that's when we are going to have our balance now. Our balance CD. We say 212,325 minus 119,930. And obviously, the answer that you are supposed to get there is 92,395. $92,395. So this is what we have. So we can just try to verify if we have got the correct calculations there. So according to this video, that's where we are ending. Thank you for listening. Those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share. We are still coming with more videos. As for this video, I'm signing out. We meet again.